Now, live from Artie's Cut Rate Liquor Store, shooting range, candle shop, bowling alley, massage parlor, it's the Dave and Doc Podcast.
Hello, hello.
Happy day. Got to get the mic close to my face. Yay, sorry.
Look at you.
I swear I mess with this thing every time, and I can't get it right. Can't get it right, get it tight.
See, I'm an old broadcaster, man. I just roll with it.
I know. You got the hookup over there. We just talked about this. The lighting's better. You got all the cool memorabilia.
I do.
I mean, now I do have the classic chair.
You do. That is a famous chair.
lot of character in this chair.
There is, yeah. That chair's got a lot of stories, I'm telling you right now.
But I need like the fat head, like something behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something, or we could do the green screen. We could still do that.
We could still do that. We could still do the green
That would be like
screen.
a psychedelic. I don't know if I can handle it.
I was trying to make sure that the podcast didn't get canceled or something before we ever invested in
Before I
the
actually
green screen.
put some money in it. Minus some stickers.
And hey, I'll probably have to start wearing pants for this thing if it goes much further.
Yeah, and that would probably get a little hot, get a little awkward.
Yeah, I don't like wearing pants.
It'd chafe.
I don't
you
like
get some folliculitis. I mean, we have medicine for that, but it's just not comfy.
Can y'all give me a paste or a salve? I need a salve.
It's galded me. It's galded me. I'm galded. I'm just galded.
Oh, that's actually it. So I can tell.
You have.
Oh yeah. So, so this one's a quick one. But first of all, though, hey, it's show number 30.
30.
It's the Dave and Doc Podcast. I'm Dave.
And I'm Doc.
And you can hear us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Pandora, TuneIn, Alexa, Podcast Addict, Pocket Cast, Overcast. And also, you can view it on YouTube. We love it if you do that. We have some more subscribers this week, so I appreciate that. Is that a metronome?
TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to get to that. But, of course, all this, you can view it, listen to it, whatever you want to do. You can subscribe to the podcast. That's cool, too. Or you can subscribe to YouTube. That would be cool, too. And you can see all this stuff right so easy in your web browser right there at DaveandDoc.com. It's Dave... AND.doc.com. Also, too, now.
And galded.gov.
Galded.gov.edu. Also, too, on TikTok, it's new, and let me just be honest with you, we don't know what the hell we're doing.
No,
I don't know anything about it.
That's a big,
it's a big thing, but I appreciate the 15,000 views that we've had on TikTok as of this moment
really
right now.
Be real?
Hell, man, I don't know.
I mean,
we got like 600 something likes and 15,000 views.
Thank you, people. I don't know where you're at, and I don't know how you're having the time to do that, but I mean that's pretty awesome.
We don't know how you have the time nor why, but you are doing it.
But hey, keep it coming.
And you can get to that right on our website because I could give you the URL, but I don't really know it. So I think it's just Dave Doc Podcast. I think it's just TikTok and then look for Dave Doc Podcast. If you go to our website, there it is. It's right there.
You have to have a TikTok account though. Right?
Do you?
Well, so I don't TikTok.
You don't.
I don't voodoo. What kind of voodoo you do? No,
you're not talking.
I'm not talking. I'm not tweeting. I'm not Facebooking. I'm in the dark ages, So
you are in the dark.
I like being quasi anonymous. When I tried to search it with Dave and Doc on TikTok, it won't let me get there because I don't have an account to sign in.
I see.
So you probably do need a TikTok account to look at it.
Probably.
So just a heads up on that. Now, once you gave me the whatever it was in the I guess that was the URL you texted,
yeah.
I could go right to it and see everything.
Okay.
Again.
Well, there you go. So you were talking.
Yeah, I guess
you were talking.
I was talking.
I'm glad you were talking.
That's it.
Everybody's talking.
Everybody's talking.
From TikTok to a transition to my grandma.
What did Rockin' Robin do when she was bored? Tweet.
So grandma, you mentioned salve, and it just made me think of old people.
Galded.
And old people made me think of
brought to you by Gatorade.
My grandma. My grandma used to put rubbing alcohol on everything.
Oh yeah, man.
So like there was one time I got stung by like a bunch of
when in doubt, dry it out.
Yeah, so like Yellow Jackets, and she's like pouring it on my head where I got stung. It's probably why I'm going bald now is because of the
could be
that's what triggered it.
If it had got in your eyes, that would have been really exciting.
Right? It tasted pretty good though.
That's a very famous.
That was a weird weekend.
It's right. It's very, you threw up a lot, didn't you?
Right?
You had a mixed acid base disturbance when you went to the ER. That's a classic board question. It's the alcoholic that is going into withdrawal, and what they do is they drink isopropyl alcohol.
Oh.
And all their electrolyte stuff.
That's gotta jack you up. Like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna kill you if you're not. If
Oh
you're
yeah.
careful. Yeah.
There was an episode of House.
Because it is not ingestible. Of course, House had an episode.
Yeah. The guy was trying to kill himself, and that's what he did. He downed a whole bottle, and then House figured it out and had his stomach pumped. And
Yep, that's it.
yeah,
That's it. Anyway, so grandma got
Grandma-
some galded by some pantyhose.
she would put.
They were just a little too tight on her.
It didn't matter what it was. Like you could have a scratch on your arm. It didn't matter. She was pouring rubbing alcohol, not just dabbing it.
It wasn't gonna get infected.
It wasn't the last
Hey,
dab.
at least it wasn't iodine.
Oh, I got iodine too.
Yeah.
We did the iodine. She got Mercurochrome because that was the name brand, right? Yeah, so she used to call it Mercurochrome.
That stuff hurts.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it came with the stick to put it on with. Like it wasn't even like a dropper. It was a flippin' plastic hard stick.
Oh yeah, it's no joke.
We've come so far
Right.
in medicine.
Right.
We can get referrals just like that.
That's exactly right. Right.
Right.
Where are we going to today? What if they won?
You know, my toe kind of hurts. I'm going to send you to a doctor in Europe.
That's right. That's right.
Because, okay.
Maybe Germany.
Yeah. Yeah. Good toe doctors out there. Set up a podiatrist.
Maybe in the Middle East.
That is definitely the best medicine. There's no doubt. Rub some sand on it.
I mean, when in doubt, yeah, sand it out. Or they'll just, or you're just doomed. They're just like, there's no hope for you. Sorry.
You're just, I'm sorry.
You got voted off the island. Really? It's just a hang now. You are going to die.
I'm sorry. You are going to die.
That's it. End of you.
I'm very sorry.
End of you.
That'll be $29.95.
That's right. That's right. We want cash up front. Right?
Right.
AROB did that. Cash up front. And then they refund, which is actually really smart. They'll actually refund your money if you overpay.
Well, what if you get there and you don't have the money and baby's coming out?
I have no. See, they get you way before that, my brother. Way before.
Oh no,
that.
you're right. I remember this. Yeah,
Way before.
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, they did the same to us.
And then they just refund. Yeah. So that's actually. I was like, that's kind
we never saw a refund.
That's
Just saying.
Well, that must have been.
They referred us to another OB.
Folks, in case you're wondering,
There's an inside joke here.
there's an inside joke, and the fear is always, it's not. Your patient doesn't always want to go somewhere else. So,
Or else they would have went somewhere
or else they
else.
probably would have gone somewhere. So we try to do some things to help people, not just be like, oh yeah, it's this. You got to go here, or I don't know, you're going here. So we try to do things, or I try to always do something. This is what we do. Sometimes you can't though. Sometimes you don't know what it is, and that's when you got to know your limitations. Be like, okay, let's do this. However, there's too many times I see people that have been other places and like nothing was done for them, and it's like they didn't even try to like. I don't know. It just drives you crazy.
As you might have imagined, that's happened to us.
And I mean, and we've had that happen too. I mean,
just recently.
Yeah, I mean, So you get a bunch of referrals, and you're like, that probably could have been,
From across the room, that looks green and lumpy.
right. It's like that can't be right. That can't be. Well, yeah. And I mean, I'm not a peds doctor, so that's the other thing. I'm like, I just don't know. I don't.
It tends to happen at pediatricians' offices a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily unique. Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so either.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll send you to the GI doctor and then
Here
good
we
luck.
go. Here we go.
Good luck.
So, on that note, random dad jokes brought to you by healthcare.
Brought to you by Health.
Brought to you by student loans. Student
Brought to you by
loans.
Dr. Gregory House.
That's it. So, why were the utensils stuck together?
Why were the utensils stuck together?
They were spooning.
That's a little.
Oh,
raunchy,
this one I actually like. I actually like this
All right.
one. I tell dad jokes, but I don't have any kids.
Yeah.
I'm a faux pas.
I don't know what to say about that one.
Why was the color green notoriously single?
Why?
It was always so jaded. Which bear is the most condescending?
Which bear is
Which
the most?
bear is the
Okay,
most?
I don't know.
A panda. Why was the cold water always so self-conscious?
Why is that?
It was never called hot.
I apologize, folks. I apologize. Oh my goodness.
Superficial, possibly.
Maybe.
Possibly. Possibly. That's all we'll say about that.
Why did the salve smell so bad?
Because it is galded.
It's because of where they put it. Where'd you put that salve?
Ooh.
What was there was some kind of a cream. There was some kind of a cream that my grandma used to keep in like this. It wasn't the original container. And I want to think.
Well, now that ought to tell you the first thing. Something ain't right if it's not in the original container that
Right.
it came in. It's like, Memo, I like to dip my toes in it at night. Feel all piggy wiggly.
And Epsom salt. She was a big fan of Epsom salt.
Yeah.
No matter what. Like you put your feet in Epsom salt, it fixes it. It's okay, Grandma, you've lost a foot. That's okay. Epsom salt will grow it
That
back.
and a tap water enema, right?
Yeah.
Tap water.
Right?
Can feel better.
Right.
Yeah. See that water bottle on the bed with the thermometer looking thing? Run, son.
Oh no. Oh no.
Run. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
We could do an entire episode on my grandma. I'm telling you. One of the funniest people. Her sense of humor was unbelievable. She didn't know she was funny. Like she didn't know. She had no idea. She would look at somebody and she goes, "Well, he's stupid." I'm like, God, Grandma, you're awesome. I love Grandma. Oh man. Oh, God rest her soul.
That's right.
I miss Grandma. Her and her rubbing alcohol salves, and she would call the refrigerator the Frigidaire.
Frigidaire.
Right, because everything was a brand name.
It was the Frigidaire.
Actually, it was a Whirlpool, but it was just like, yeah, right. Waka waka. Grandma, that's a Whirlpool. They don't make no Frigidaires. Frigidaire makes Frigidaire. Now get me a Kleenex. Okay.
Some of that salve in the mystery cup.
The mystery salve. Grandma, I've got a rash somewhere. If you got any of that salve, I sure do. And I got a spoon to put it on with. That's some thick salve, Grandma. What do you mix it in there?
Why does it smell like toe jam and oranges?
What?
What is this?
Is there a human finger in there?
What is that? Who?
Where did my dog Rusty go?
We've lost all control.
Oh.
My dog Rusty.
So I've got. I had a story
Sorry,
that
we had some structure, folks. We really did.
Shit, yeah.
And it went out the window.
I did want to tell a quick.
I knew when you brought up Grandma, it was over. It was over.
But I did want to. I don't think I've told this story before, and if I have, just stop me, and I'll just stop. Right, and it'll be really bad broadcasting, but we'll just move right on.
Okay, it's okay.
So my parents were really big on you had to eat bread with every meal.
I don't think we've heard this story.
Okay, so
this is not uncommon though.
No, it's not at all, right? So it's you got to have bread.
Did you put that salve on it?
You got to put the salve on it right on the bottom, so it touches your tongue when you eat it.
Right, and that way the bottom didn't burn.
That's yeah, it's because of the salve. Now I can't taste anything again.
Toe jams and oranges.
So
Orange marmalade.
The worst person was my dad because he had to have bread no matter what. If he went somewhere and you didn't get bread of some sort, he would almost not eat because you had to have bread. Right? You can't eat anything unless there's bread.
P.F. Chang's, he did not go.
Oh no. So one of his favorite restaurants was this was back in Virginia. Actually, I think might have been on the Tennessee side. It doesn't matter. So it was a little restaurant, a little hibachi place, right?
Uh-oh.
And he loved going there, but they didn't have bread.
I was gonna say,
so no rolls or anything. So I'm there with him one day, and Mom's there too. And so we're sitting there, and sorry,
look out.
So we're sitting there, and Dad's wearing his members only jacket.
Yes,
because he had one. And this, and you're thinking, oh, this must have been the '80s. Oh, I wish it had been. This was in the 2000s. So He's got his members only jacket on, and we're sitting there at this hibachi place.
Oh man!
And and so they're they're gonna come do the food for us and everything, and they do, right? They come they come do, yeah, right. You got the
volcano,
the volcano
egg roll. It's the egg roll.
Yeah, all the stuff they do, the liquor store,
all the things,
stuff.
all the.
Right, so, I don't know. Let's see if you're paying attention. They do the flaming toilet. Is that not what happens when you go to hibachi?
The liquor store. That wasn't.
No,
I can't say I've ever seen that.
Ernie's covering liquor store. They do the post office. You don't ever see any of this? No. He used to be an architect, I think. So anyway, so they do all the crap, right? And so after they leave, so my dad opens up members only jacket.
Stop.
And pulls out like a little plastic bag full of like 6 full slices of bread and starts handing it around the table. No shit. I'm telling you. He did not bring a half a loaf of bread with him to the hibachi place. But yes, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, man. That's good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Listen, man, him and his members only jacket.
Passing out the what? Was it white bread?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It has to be the white bread. Betsy Ross.
Right.
Betsy Ross.
Right. White bread.
She's good enough to.
We get in trouble for that. Right?
What'd she do? She wasn't even the person that did the flag there, right? Like she was just the person credited with it.
Right. That's what I understood it to be. Originally, she was the one who supposedly did the flag. But,
yeah.
But in fact, I don't think it was actually her.
But it's really like her sister,
yes,
like,
somebody.
Somebody
else did it.
Cassie Ross.
She got some.
Whatever. I don't know. Bridget Ross.
Bridget.
Bob Ross. It was Bob Ross. He was alive then.
Look at these happy stars.
These happy little lines.
We're just going a little crazy. We'll get some red and some white stripes.
The red represents blood. Okay, Bob, take it easy.
That's enough. You've gone too far.
Bob, enough with the drugs.
Psychedelic.
Bob.
You're having a trip. You're having a flashback. Bob. Take it easy. Take it easy.
This is why we shouldn't do shows at night.
No.
Folks. It's just all over the place.
Especially after all the crazy. People crazy. We get back to this common theme. So holler back at me. I want to go back. Let's go back to the TikTok.
Okay,
I want to talk about some TikTok.
All right.
Okay. I don't know anything about TikTok.
I don't either. Here's what I've found out about TikTok.
And I probably should, but I don't.
It's just people doing videos, and some of the videos, I'm not quite sure what they're trying to accomplish. It's like people doing some kind of choreographed dance.
Mm-hmm. And it's like you're supposed to mimic somebody else or whatever.
I guess that. Or
it's like a popular thing. I know my nephew.
Or maybe it's their favorite stripper. I don't know. I just know it's a dance of some sort that I can't do.
Okay.
And then there's other people that tell jokes, right? And that's some of that stuff's funny.
Yes.
There's a grandma who you need to look up because she's really funny. And then there's other people that just, do some funny stuff, or like there's, I don't know. It's super random. Imagine if you were home and had nothing to do and you said, I'm just going to make a video. And after like the 100th video that you made, you start running out of things to do. TikTok is like an entire repository of those videos.
So basically it's an endless supply of.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. And I'm worried about my algorithm of like what I'm looking at, because like I keep seeing some of the same things, and it's kind of like, it reminds me of like, if you're seeing the advertisements late at night on TV, they're directed at you, right? Like that's the audience that they're directed at. Like the people that are up at 2 a.m., and you're buying the salve.
I was going to say, salve! It's your $7 Your $7 baby. If you know, you know. Oh, look at me. Yes, IYKYK, hashtag IYKYK. If you know, you know.
You could do a video now on the talk.
I could do a little dance. It's my $7.
It's my $7, baby.
My $7, yeah. How about that?
It's my $7.
It's gone all.
Thank you, Justin Timberlake.
Right.
JT. So I don't know anything about it, but so what I did was, you can put a video of at least 10 minutes.
Oh.
No longer than 10 minutes.
Oh.
And there's a size constraint too, so you got to kind of play around with the formatting and all that crap. But anyway,
basically, you're telling me I'm doomed because I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
It's I mean, I do it, so it's okay.
Right. That's right.
Yeah.
We know. Look, America. Everybody knows who the brains of this operation is, and it ain't this one. It's over there.
One of us is a doctor, the other one's a dead.
Yeah, this operation.
I don't do anything.
This operation.
I don't know anything about anything.
Now, if you need some salve, I can write you for some salve in a box.
Could you? I want it in a box.
Yes, yes. The box that rocks.
Step 1.
That's right. Open the box.
Step 2.
Take the salve out the box. Step 3. Turn the knob on that box. Anyway, it's going. All right. I'm sorry. I'm not that cool. Not that cool. Anyway.
Well, the sab's running down the side.
It is. There's probably some copyright law. I'm sure SNL's going to be like, you owe us. It's okay.
Lorne Michaels
We're
has
punchy.
enough money.
We're
He's
punchy.
fine.
No kidding.
But yeah, so I don't know anything about the
His
TikTok.
student loans were forgiven too.
I'm sure they are. That's right. Who's going to pay for that back while I pump gas at $7 a gallon?
Right. Where do you think it's happening? Oh, looky there.
Stimulus money. That's free money. We'll never have to pay that back.
Look at that. Look at that, right?
People.
Right. So TikTok, sign up, hit it up, 10
Yeah.
minutes, format it. If you have any questions, call Dave. That's Dave, D-A-V-E.
That's just right. Yeah. And so you upload the video, right? And what I do is just a snippet of the show. It actually might be this snippet of the show this week because we're talking about TikTok.
Yes.
And I just upload it, and then people just start watching it.
Sweet.
Love it. You want me to give you a live count?
Yeah.
This would be cool. It'll be live except for the folks listening to this later, then it's not live. Let me give you a live count of the episode 29 one that I did. We are officially 15,100. 15,100.
I mean, I feel like somebody, right?
Right? Isn't that amazing?
I feel like a woman. Down, 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 down.
We should talk about that.
No.
Wait, did you say I identify or I feel? I'm sorry.
No, feel.
Oh, okay. I
It's
got you.
man. I feel like. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is bad, Shania.
Oh, Shania.
Oh, Shania.
I haven't seen Shania in a while.
It don't impress me much.
It just, neither did her music at all,
Well,
as a matter of fact.
I just remember the midriff. That was the.
It wasn't the music that people
That
were.
was the midriff.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
That was a big deal.
Oh, yeah.
That was very. Yeah. Anyway, I'm like, it's her belly button. What is going on? Anyway, so that's the TikTok.
That's the TikTok.
TikTok. You don't stop.
And you can go to DaveDoc030, the website, which is why I said DaveDoc030. That I'm imploring you that's a website, but it is
With everything you could ever want,
with everything you could ever want.
and leave comments.
Our Instagram is right there, so you can click on the gram, and then you can click on the talk,
Sweet.
and you can gram talk it.
Graham Talk.
Talk gram.
Insta Talk.
Insta talk. So you can do all that. So that's TikTok. That's all I know about TikTok.
Thank you, technology. Thank you, Dave.
Right? I mean,
Dave Man.
Yes.
Power of technology.
Power of technology.
That's it. So anyway,
Yeah, TikTok.
TikTok. On the clock.
On the clock. Let's see. So
There's no segue.
there is zero segue here.
mean-
I'm trying my best, but there's no.
There's really nothing.
Yeah, there's.
There's really nothing.
So you had a story.
And I could have done like a whip and nay and onto the PTA, but that was the moment I choked. I'm sorry. Watch me whip. Watch me PTA. Watch me
my
whip.
Lord.
Whip. Watch me PTA.
You had a nice little story about the
So
funny
last
story.
so last Saturday when we did because we did the show Friday night last week because dun, 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 my wife Laura wanted to go help with the PTA workday. Okay,
the Harper Valley one.
Coreyton, Harper Valley. God,
You said you wanted to talk about the PTA. I've been holding that in for like 2 hours now.
So, oh goodness. So so that meant one of us
Yep.
had to watch all three kids.
Yes.
And again, I'm just going to be honest with you, America. I don't like to think of myself as a hero, but it went pretty darn awesome. Yes,
Did it?
Yes, it did.
Are the kids all
Yes, it
still
did.
with us?
Yes, it. Oh, yes.
Okay. All
And
right.
healthy.
Oh, that's
And
good.
it was awesome. I mean, yeah, everybody did great. Bennett slept most of the time, which really was great. So it was good. It was good.
All right.
So Laura goes to PTA workday. Okay.
Yeah.
I've got the kids. No, I don't really have a good story. Nothing crazy happened.
Okay.
It was magical.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, I don't like to think of myself as a hero, but I might be.
You might be.
But I might be. I don't know. So Laura comes back
Yeah.
from the PTA workday, and they were doing grounds maintenance and stuff.
Was this a sign-up day or this was like a meeting?
No, this was like a meeting.
Okay.
Like we were meeting on a Saturday, and she'd been on the chat with the other PTA people. You know, I mean, obviously it's like the women, the wives, whatever. And people are like, yeah, I'm coming. So Laura's like, okay, this will be cool. We'll come do some work, and it'll be kind of a little bit social thing. I'll get to meet some of the other parents,
Right.
You know, just as kind of a hey, we want you to know, because we love being in Coreyton, want to be part of Coreyton, you know,
Right.
And so she comes back, and I'm like, well, how was it? She goes, oh, well, it's all right. I mean, I took out two small trees by myself, you know, did this. I got all this stuff on my shirt. And I said, oh, okay, well, did you get to meet anybody? She goes, oh, yeah. I said, really? Yeah. She goes, there were 5 guys there that were working, and I showed up.
That's awesome.
And my immediate thought was, it's a good thing I don't have 2 raisins down there, because those guys probably think I do.
Yeah, right.
Because, I could just see it. So, Kelly, you know, you send your wife to come down here and do the manual labor, huh? Is that what you do?
Well, I heard she's pulling up trees and I can't do that.
Apparently, she took out 2 trees, and you must have been at home sewing, you know. I'm like, you're kidding. She goes, oh no. She goes, oh no. She goes, there 5 guys. Then she said there was a 6th guy who showed up late and left early. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. So she's got a great picture of the guys and you know, and her working on all the yard maintenance stuff.
Yeah.
So
She's,
felt about this big.
of course.
And I was like, you know, hey, let me tell you something. I get some work done, okay?
Yeah.
I mean, that, and I was just, so now I'm just like, I can't wait to meet some of these guys. They're like, really, dude, really, Doc, you you know, isn't that awful?
I'm laughing because I could just picture Laura coming home. Hang on, honey, I can't get at the kid. I got to get this sap off my hand.
Oh yeah. Oh, she couldn't feed Bennett because she's like, I'm dirty. What do I do? I can't. And I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. I got nothing.
I have nothing to provide.
Yeah, there's
this child.
nothing. There's nothing. Yeah. Oh, it was bad because he's, you know, he's rooting.
Right.
But yeah. Yeah. Sent my wife in my stead. To fight. I mean, that's not really.
Fight.
I mean, I know it's all equal opportunity, but you feel just a little bad. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I was like,
I'll be honest.
I was like the jokes that could come out of that. I mean, pretty hard.
I didn't know that men were involved with the PTA. That's not a sexist thing. I just didn't know that was the case because I stay away from the PTA.
Because on the messages, it was, hey, we'll be there. It didn't say, hey, I'm gonna send my husband. So she just naturally assumed, oh, well, that's cool. They're all gonna come work.
Yeah,
it's all cool. No, it was not.
So this PTA stuff.
So you know, I felt like a wuss. I was like, man, but I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I kept 3 kids alive for like 2 hours.
Hey, man.
All by myself.
Hey, props, man.
You know,
right?
With no feeding tools.
With no feeding
I'm just
tools.
saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. Anyway. So the PTA, man. So I don't know. So then she went to another meeting last night. There was another 2 hours. I kept everybody alive. That one didn't go as well because the girls were being really loud and Bennett wanted to sleep and they kept waking him up.
Yeah.
And I mean, they were just crazier than Cootie Brown. And I was like, I just don't even know what y'all are doing. And he was trying so hard. So then he was fussy. And I was like, now you've got brother upset because he just wanted to close his eyes.
He just wanted to sleep.
And have a nap anyway. And, you know, it's a smaller school. So, I mean, there were like maybe nine other people there. So,
yeah,
you know, but anyway, it is what it is. So hopefully more people show up. She'll be able to get some more interaction that way, you know.
Yeah.
But the PTA.
So
and I'm a member too. Apparently, I guess we both joined.
Of course you are.
Because I mean, you know, but I don't know anything about the PTA.
So here's what I don't understand about the PTA. And again, this is kind of
this was kind of a setup too, because I know he has a story or something to contribute about the PTA.
I've never been a member. Lindsay's not a member of the PTA.
Not a member.
And the reason I'm not, I think, and maybe I just don't understand the PTA, because here's what I see from the PTA.
You're a GDI. instead of a part of the PTA.
Don't do it.
You ever heard of that?
What's a GDI?
If you're not in a fraternity in college,
Oh.
GDI, a gosh darn independent.
Yeah, right. Yeah. This is more about every time I see the PTA, every time I interact with the PTA, every time I talk to someone who's in the PTA,
Yeah.
they're fundraising.
Oh.
And here's my question. If you just do fundraising all year,
Yes.
I have a question. That pot of money,
Where'd it go?
what happens to the pot of, because it seems like they just keep fundraising to fundraise more, and the fundraisers pay for other fundraisers.
Possibly.
And who's getting this money?
The money's supposed to go to the school.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I play the lottery every week, because it goes to the school system.
A portion of the proceeds may go to the school system.
This is like having a 501c3, right? So you have a nonprofit organization, and you can actually say net proceeds go to whatever, right?
Truth.
Net proceeds is pretty ambiguous. That is a vague term.
I mean, theoretically, that should be a very objective number,
Yeah.
but you could definitely make it very subjective.
I can tell you right now, I've seen that go the other way. And not with the PTA.
I was going to say, you about to spark a huge scandal. We're going down on this one.
No, I have
This
no
is gonna
idea.
be- we copyright infringed already. And
Now we're bashing the PTA. Really, I don't understand the PTA. Like, they're
PTA in a
always
box.
fundraising, right?
One.
They're selling cookies.
raise money right now.
And
Two.
they're selling cookies and stuff that
Yes.
either people donate, or so people donate stuff for you to sell.
That's correct.
And then where does the money go? And all these volunteers, you got Laura lumberjacking it out there,
Right.
ripping trees up with one hand and throwing them behind her.
I'm wondering if they're more like shrubs. I don't know. I wasn't about to challenge.
No, you can't. No, you can't
wasn't about to
challenge
that.
You
But
can't challenge that.
because I do believe she took him out because she'll get up in there.
Yeah,
She's not afraid. I do appreciate that about her.
yeah. Where I would just be like, who can I call?
Oh, Dave, that's a whole bunch of stories for another time.
Who can I call that will rip this tree
Right.
out
Of course, now you can't get anybody.
No.
That's the problem now.
No,
There's-
I know.
There's not anybody available. There was a day when it'd be like, yes, we'll just call 3 people, get an estimate, and it'll be done in a week.
That or
less.
they'd send their teenager over and you give them $5, you know.
Or that.
Of course, in Virginia, a lot of snow, and I know I did a driveway once for a lady, and she gave me $1, and her driveway was
Oh, my goodness.
straight up a hill.
And you got a buck.
She gave me
Did you have a snow blower?
No, shovel, metal shovel, not an aluminum one, metal shovel, like an old coal shovel.
Oh, my.
Yeah,
For
She
a
gave-
buck.
she gave me $1. Guess what? I never did again.
Shoveled her driveway.
I'd shovel the rest of the neighborhood before I'd shovel her driveway.
Not that you're bitter about that.
And there's no reason to. She wasn't going anywhere. Like, where's she going?
You were just trying to be
She's
nice.
106 years old. She's
You were
not
just trying to
going
be nice. Hey, Sonny, here's you $1 and some of that salve.
If she gave me some salve,
This stuff's like liquid gold.
maybe I would have been
You'd
okay.
have been like, I'll come back next time.
So I mean, do we know where the PTA
No,
goes?
have no
the money
idea.
goes?
I got nothing, man.
And when
I
we
don't-
say it goes to the school,
I just thought it was the right thing to do since you're trying to support. I don't know.
I get it. I just,
but I mean that. I hope it all goes to school.
I don't,
Things going in the president's pocket.
I wouldn't think so.
I'll have to make Laura run for president then, so we can turn that upside down. That conspiracy will go bye bye.
Yeah, because
You want to see somebody that's convicted about some stuff. Yeah, try to do something wrong on her watch. Oh, you have messed yourself up, sir.
the PTA is one of those organizations where I don't really think there's no one's checking the books or anything. Like, it's just, here's the PTA.
You really don't think him? I mean,
I don't know.
Don't they have a treasurer?
Well, yeah. I mean, so does the United States government. There's. I don't know. Listen. For all the folks listening that are getting really mad about the PTA now. Listen, go join the PTA. Give them $1,000. I don't care. But
I'm a member.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, there's
I don't know what
member.
that means, but there you go.
Do you get a card or anything?
No, I didn't
A
get
button?
I don't think so. No, I think they just took our money.
Oh,
You have to pay to be a member of the PTA.
That's right. You do
How about that?
to volunteer,
Per person. There's not a some sort of discount
right? To volunteer.
to
you have pay.
volunteer. Yes. How about that?
It is the volunteer state.
It is. Dun 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 dun. This Thursday, Ball State. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's back. I'm wearing orange.
Yeah.
Yes, orange and white. I wear my gingham orange and white on. Well, I wear it on Fridays because usually, but we're playing on Thursday. So I'm gonna wear it on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes, because when we play on Saturdays, I wear it on Friday with my jeans. I got my jeans on today.
Ball state.
Ball State. If we lose, I'll die. Hey, we've had. I mean, Georgia State a couple years ago got us. I'm just saying.
Appy State almost got
You know, Appy State almost got us. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I mean, you can't overlook.
No.
Of course, Appy State's pretty legit. I mean,
Yeah. That's a different kind of.
yeah, I mean they beat Michigan, so
yeah.
you know, anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, no, we can't sleep on anybody, but it'd be nice just to whoop them. Hopefully,
It would be.
you just never know. I don't know.
Since they're going to have that offense, it's unstoppable according
right.
to that
That's exactly
that
right.
post that somebody put.
You know, what's the worst can happen? Oh, they signed Nick Saban to an extension through 2030.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like a young man, and I still feel like they don't make them like they used to.
Yeah.
Like when all his players were getting IVs, assistant coaches were getting IVs, and he goes, "But the big dog doesn't need an IV because they don't make them like they used to."
Nope.
And I'm like, "Yeah, they don't."
How long do you think he's going to coach? Because he's what? He's like
2030.
he's 70.
He's 70 years old.
70. Yeah.
I bet you he'll go as long unless something funky happens. Yeah, I bet he'll go all the way through 2030,
I mean, do you think it's?
and they'll win no less than 2 more championships.
You think so?
Yes,
I mean, they're loaded.
that's an 8-year span to win 2. Heck yeah,
They're number one preseason.
again.
Yeah.
yeah. I just hope they whoop Texas A&M's keister so bad.
I can't pull against.
Oh,
A&M.
I just hope.
Jimbo, man.
I
can't.
just hope. I hope upon all hope they just wipe the floor with them.
I can tell you this: if I was Alabama, of the 2 or 3, maybe 4 schools that I'd be worried about playing every year, if Jimbo Fisher's the head coach, whatever school that is, that's one of them.
Well, I mean, they beat him last year.
Yeah, I mean
They
that
got
guy
him last year.
That guy can
A&M.
call a game like nobody else.
Yeah.
He makes adjustments that are just ridiculous.
He can also call a booster like nobody
He
else.
sure can. Booster.
Oh.
Booster Incorporated. How can I help you? It's Jimbo. Or no, he's like, dadgummit, it's Jimbo. All right, Jimbo, we got you.
Got you covered, boss. Got you covered.
We'll put you through to extension 333.
That's right.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, college football, it's here. It's here, man.
I know.
I'm so excited. The preseason wraps up this week.
Tom Brady's going to play. We'll never know what happened.
Oh, I can tell you what happened.
What happened?
I can tell you what happened.
He went to Vegas. No,
No,
what happened?
because the Gazelle said,
Giselle.
Gazelle. She is tall.
She's a supermodel, man. They're not like, you know, 5'1" gymnasts. I mean, that's not what they do.
She's as tall as a gazelle.
That's so terrible.
Giselle said,
Stop.
"Hey, homie,
Stop.
get back home." That's what she said.
Well, there you go.
I think that's
Well, they said it was planned, though. You don't believe it.
no. I don't.
So he's going to get divorced.
I don't believe anything
You're going
he
to say
said.
this is the season that undoes him and he's going to get divorced
mean,
from Giselle.
This guy's lied enough on camera. I mean, why would I believe
Oh,
anything
my
he said?
goodness.
I mean,
Look at you. Look at
why would I believe anything he says?
If he brought you some of that salve, you'd believe him.
If he brings me some salve, I'll change my
Okay.
mind.
I'll have to DM him and tell
Do,
him.
do you see
Bring
what,
Dave some salve.
Do you see what happens when people start messing with the Niners? Like, I get very bitter
I understand.
very fast.
How about Gruden killing the deal about him going to the Raiders with Gronk?
Yeah, that's really interesting to me because
about
Gruden
that?
was a big fan of Tom.
I know.
As a broadcaster,
I
he was
know.
like, "Oh, this guy's the greatest," and the blah 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 blah.
I know.
And killing that deal, like
Mm-hmm.
I don't that. I mean, there was a Raiders team that was pretty good.
I honestly think he liked his team chemistry, and I think that's why he did it. Because he didn't want. I think he actually had a lot of hopes for David Carr.
Do you think that
Moving
he
forward.
thought maybe that Brady was very toxic to an organization?
I think
I never heard that before.
I think on a 10-year plan, I think he was thinking this guy's not going to be our long-term solution.
That's probably
and I'd rather take David Carr, who is not a bad quarterback.
No, absolutely not.
And see if we can up his level, and then that gives us a longer window to win. I mean, but then again, Tampa Bay got their Super Bowl, and they're the ones laughing all the way with their ring.
And it's not the first time Tampa's done that.
Right.
Tampa's loaded up before and said, we're going to go for broke. We got a 3-year window.
Sure.
And I hate it when teams do that because they load up and then that's it. Yep. I feel like that's where the Niners are at too. I feel like they've kind of loaded up, and this year, maybe next. And if you don't,
their windows
and
close,
then you can't afford those players
fast.
anymore.
No, you're right. That's exactly right. And then you're in a rebuild again.
It ain't like the Yankees where it's like we're going to be good for 10 years.
That's it, right.
And I mean the salary cap destroyed the NFL because we used to have dynasties, right?
Right.
I mean, and not everybody loves dynasties in the NFL, but I was a big fan of the dynasties in the NFL.
If you like the 49ers, if you like the Cowboys
or the Steelers,
you knew.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it was.
Because, I mean, you had, Hall of Fame players left and right on all those teams. And, they enjoyed a ton of success because of that. So,
Truth.
And now it's just like after a couple of years, you can't afford them anymore.
Truth.
Wouldn't it be great to have a football team, preferably the 49ers, that just said, hey, we want to win a Super Bowl. We're getting rid of everybody. If you want to come, if you're an awesome player and you want to come here and play for like a tiny salary, minimum wage.
And let's get a championship.
Let's just win a championship. Let's go undefeated and just destroy everybody by 80. And just see what happens. It wouldn't happen. You'd end up with, it's just too much money involved.
Well, and there's too many people that are really, really good players. I mean, they really are just more in it for the financial gain.
Yeah.
I mean, because they've worked their whole life to get in there to help their families or whatever get out of the difficult situation.
Yeah.
And for them, they're like, I'm just happy my mom is safe now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
And they're just like, no, I really don't need a ring because now my mom, we lived in our car. You know what I mean? And it's like, now we don't.
I bet Tom Brady took his money and bought a baseball bat and clubbed baby seals. I bet that's what he did. Hanging out by the beach, getting models pregnant.
What pier is that? What pier is it where the sea lions are at down there? What is
I'm
that?
not sure.
Down there at the Fisherman's Wharf in San Francisco. What is it? Is it Pier 57? I think it's
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking
Is
about.
it down there at the wharf? Is it 57?
It might
Pier
be
59. Well, anyway, but you can see the sea lions,
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say that's where he was going.
No,
down there at the wharf.
he's been out there clubbing seals, and that's where he's been the last.
On my way into that, I did see a Saturn View with a young man in it with a stereo. And I was like, are you playing Moana?
He's got,
Make way.
I thought you were going to say this guy's got a $9 car and a $10,000 stereo system.
No, the stereo system was more like, $90. But it was
Pioneer. It's a Pioneer.
I don't know what it was. It had the detachable face. That's right. That was awesome.
So I had a Jeep Wrangler once and had a little detachable face JVC. Super
I had
cheap.
the Pioneer.
Did you have the Pioneer?
The real deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
The truck I bought, the guy had a nice stereo system in it with a subwoofer and bass and all this. It was nice stuff. I didn't know what the heck it was, but I was like, I know Pioneer and detachable face. Here we go.
Yeah, Pioneer. I remember that because I worked at the Shack. We sold it. Yeah.
Of course you did.
Yeah, I did. I worked at the Radio Shack.
You knew all things electric.
We were a photo lab too, so we did both. We had a photo lab and we were a Radio Shack.
Did you see any pictures of salve on the photo lab when you were working in the photo lab?
Buddy, I got some stories there that I could never tell on air. Listen. Yeah, I mean, you hear people talk
about... So you
about...
worked at Long John Silver's and Radio Shack.
I did, yeah.
I mean, you probably worked a lifetime just in those two jobs.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, yeah, I mean, you talk about people like saying, I just need some bleach for my eyes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The stuff people will take pictures of and then take it somewhere to print them.
And you're like, you realize we have to develop this, right?
One guy comes in on a Sunday afternoon, and he's got 2 rolls of film, right? And he says,
"This is going bad."
He says to me, he
was in a trench coat.
He said, "Hey, buddy," he was in a cowboy hat.
Stop!
No, he was. So Earl comes in. I don't know what his name was. So Earl comes in, and,
Earl
and he's
had
got
to die.
so he's got a cowboy hat, and he walked around the store for a little bit. Right? And I'm behind the thing, and I'm like, we weren't busy at all, right? So I was like, going to go home early. I'm like, I'm shutting this stuff down and leaving. I'd done like 2 rolls of film all day. And so to explain to you a little bit about how it works, like the process behind it, you have a machine that you put the negatives in, right? It's process C41, and it runs the negatives through, and it whatever the hell it does to it. It comes out. It runs it through developer.
I mean, you could just lie because I have no idea.
It runs it through developer first,
Okay.
and then a fixer, and then a stabilizer. That allows you to actually bring it out into the light, right? And that's just so you can look at your negatives, right? There they are.
Oh,
So then you take those said negatives and you put them in the machine that prints them. And then you print them based on, if you're really trying to be particular with it, you do it manually and you look and see how dark it is, and you do like a plus 1, 2, 3, 4 or a minus 1, 2, 3, 4 to adjust lighting and stuff so the picture comes out. And you can also adjust the colors. You can look at that and say, yeah, that's a little too cyan. So you do like a -1 cyan and all this stuff. Now, you can also just hit the button and let it print them, and it'll do it automatically. It never does it as good automatically. Well, it didn't then. So after you put the negatives in the machine and you print them, so it's this big roll of photo paper, right, that's in there. And you have a container for each. You have a container for matte and a container for glossy.
okay. I got you there.
Right?
Okay. Yes.
So depending on what they're asking
Glossy.
for, most people just took the glossy.
Like flossy.
Like flossy. So you stick that in there, right? And so it runs the paper through.
Yes.
And so as it's printing the pictures, it's putting that on the paper, right? And it's running it through the same thing: developer, fixer, and stabilizer, right? So the negatives go through, you're printing them.
I think you're overqualified for this job because I guarantee you that Cooter, who also worked with you, is like, I'm hitting the manual button, taking myself home. Where's my salve in a box?
I like to know how stuff works, so I'm just weird that way.
I know I like this.
And I used to develop my own film
Look at
at
you,
one
look
point in
at
time
you.
too. Anyway, it's all I can do. That and this.
Did you invent the internet?
I did.
Oh my!
Al Gore and I.
No,
got
Al
together.
had nothing to do
Al
with it.
Gore and I.
Don't give him any credit.
He invented
Right.
porn.
That's
So
I think you're coming to something with this guy. This is why this story's developing.
So waka waka. So anyway, so once different machines are different, right? So like the machines do different things to the pictures after they're done, right? But the one thing that's the common thing is it has to go through a drying system, right?
Okay.
You have to. It's like a hair dryer. That's all it is, right? And what it does is 2 things. One, it gets the excess stabilizer off of it, and also dries it so you can actually hold it,
Touch
whatever.
it so
Yeah.
it won't. Yes. Okay.
So-
I got you. This makes sense.
Some of the older
Don't touch my Polaroids.
Right. So some of the older ones would just dry them, and then it goes up to the top, and it has a little razor that just chop, stacks them up, and then it puts them in like a little,
Yes.
like a little plastic holder,
Okay.
and like the plastic holder is attached. Like it's like you don't take that off, so it just holds them in place. So if you're doing multiple rolls of film, for each roll you do, you just kind of hang them up, so you know this roll goes with this one because
see what
it's
you're
the
saying.
first
Yes.
in the line.
Yes.
So
Yes.
process of elimination. So this particular machine was an upgraded machine. So once it went through the paper, after you printed the negatives, once it went through the paper portion through the developer, the fixer, and then the stabilizer, and it went through the drying part, as it's going through the drying part, there was a glass in the back, so you could actually look at the pictures as they're coming through. So if there's a problem, you could kill it, and so you don't waste paper. And you could say, okay, kill this, I'm going to print them again, right? So like if you look and it's like a big orange whatever through it, that meant like the paper probably had like a light leak or something on it. And so you're like, ah, crap. So you go,
You gotta go. I got you.
Right.
I got you.
Most of the time it wasn't a problem.
Okay.
The issue here was that said machine was against a wall
Yeah.
in this little section, this little 200 square foot section.
Yeah.
And the glass part was facing the store. So anybody walking by could, in fact, look and see pictures coming up.
Oh.
This wasn't normally, and the pictures had to be facing out, because the back of the paper it didn't matter, right? It's just white, so you can't tell
Oh
anything.
no.
In the back of the paper, there's a little code that actually tells you how it was printed.
Yeah.
Like you have like,
I mean, I've seen that on. Yeah.
and that's like level of cyan, magenta, and like
Okay.
the dark and light, whatever how they did it.
Yes.
So in theory, somebody could go to that negative and say, if they were going to do that, if they were going to print it that way and not just copy it, they could say, okay, you set it at this and print it, and it should look identical.
How about that?
So there's your little, that's a little behind the scenes, more than you ever wanted to know about 1 hour photo. So he knew this because he'd been here before. He'd been to the store before, so he knew that the pictures coming through came up through the glass, and so you could see them. So Earl in the cowboy hat said, all right, hey, man, I got 2 rolls. I'm like, hey, that's what you're holding in your hand. I see it. He said, can you get these today? And I'm like, yeah, buddy, I can get them. Because the 1 hour thing is crap. 8 minutes. 8 minutes. I'm telling you right now. It goes through the initial machine when you get the film out or whatever, and it goes through that one machine. 5 minutes, you can print them in a minute and a half. Then they dry and they come out. 8 minutes, maybe 10, and a roll of film's done.
How about that?
So 1 hour photo. So I said, yeah, buddy. I said, like 20 minutes, I can have both rolls. He said, I want doubles. I'm like, it's no big deal. That's just a button. You just push. So he said, yeah. He said, but I got a question. I said, yeah. He said, they'll be in color, right? I'm like, yes.
Cyan and magenta.
He said, they're going to be on glossy. And I'm like, if you want glossy, I can do either.
We could do matte.
Yeah. So
for a slight upcharge.
Yeah. So we can do matte or glossy. And he said, like, glossy's fine. I said, okay. He said, but when they come through here, is everybody going to be able to see them? I'm like, well, I said, that's an interesting question because yes, but there's really nobody in the store. He said, do you have to look at them? I said, I don't have to, but I also don't want to have to print this 10 times if there's a problem. So I have to kind of look at the paper. I said, I don't think there's going to be an issue, but I said, I generally look at the first 3 and then leave it alone. Although we were supposed to go through the whole set. I never did because I just didn't care.
Well, sure.
I don't care. I don't care about your family reunion. I don't care. Look at that. Look,
other than your grandma.
Hey, Jeannie's drinking the tea again. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. Put whatever you want in your mouth. I don't care. So anyway, so he said, well, can you not look at them? And I said, hey man, listen, I get it. There's something on here you don't want me to see, and I probably don't want to see it either. I said, but I also don't want to charge you for something if it looks like,
bad. If it looks bad, right.
All right. So we talked for another minute or two, and I said, how about this, man? Like, how about this? I just won't look, whatever. The problem with that is I have to be the one to print the negatives, so I can clearly see what's in every picture. Like,
he didn't know that.
No. It's like, buddy, I'm looking at I have to look at the negatives. I don't have a choice.
Right.
So I run these things through. And as you do, as you're a young person working in a store, you act all serious with the customer. The minute they walk out the door, I go get everybody, my buddies that work in the store, say, come on back.
This is terrible.
So we're standing in front of this machine as these pictures are coming out, just waiting on them because we know they're going to be awful.
Oh, no.
And so I'd already seen the negatives, so I knew what was coming.
Was it better or worse than Sav in a box?
Sav in a box would have been a blessing.
Oh no! Okay.
So
all right. Oh,
my buddies
Radio Shack. How long has it been defunct?
A long time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just trying to think about.
Well, this was a privately owned one too, so it's even worse.
Oh, they franchised Radio Shack?
Oh yeah, it was even worse.
I did not know that. I bet that would be a little stressful. Okay, anyway, we're digressing you.
So the
shack shall never be back.
So the guy, a couple of buddies had seen this guy out in town before, and apparently they said they'd seen him with a few females that were quite attractive. So they got pretty excited about what might be coming through the.
No.
I'd already seen what was coming.
And you were like, no.
No, oh no. I just said, this is awesome. This is awesome. So the pictures start coming up. And like the first couple pictures.
Haviland motor oil.
The first couple
Duragard jumper cables.
Is old Earl in his cowboy hat, cowboy boots, cowboy hat, and cowboy boots. And
like a rhinestone cowboy.
So the next 37 and a half pictures that come through are just him in different poses in his cowboy hat, cowboy boots, and spurs. And spurs.
No.
And one of my buddies that worked there said, this is the most disgusting thing I have ever seen.
Oh.
And do you want to know something even funnier? That story is not the grossest story. The rest of them, I can't tell on air. I'll tell you off air. In
So
detail.
there I was.
So there I was. I was.
Ethel had her.
The developer was developing. The fixer was fixing, and the stabilizer.
Ethel had on her
was
good
ready.
robe, and I said, I can watch Bonanza anytime.
At the Harper Valley PTA. Man, I've got so many stories about the
You've
shack.
had some interesting stuff.
I've had an interesting life.
That's yeah. I mean,
I still remember some of this.
do you remember West Knox News?
West Knox News.
You never heard of West Knox News?
Yeah. When was this?
West Knox News was an adult superstore down there near Sequoia Hills area.
It was called West Knox News.
West Knox News.
So when you got your receipt and your
do
mom
you know?
saw it,
Do you
she-
know where the Wok Hay is down there?
Yeah.
So it was not far away. This place is long defunct. So I worked for an inventory company, RGIS.
Yeah.
We had to count.
Regis.
We had to count.
Yeah.
We had to count the West Knox News.
Yeah. So I knew somebody that
That-
worked.
That was uncomfortable.
I know somebody used to work at the RGIS in another state, and like they would go to grocery stores, and that's what
Yes.
they would do. They would count.
So
they had the
I-
little clicker behind them. And the
So
little,
you have your
Yeah.
scan gun, and then you have your keypad.
Yeah.
I was a master with the keypad.
Oh yeah.
I knew all the buttons. So I did that because when I was wanting to be logistics, I was like, well, this is an inventory job, which is
Right.
part of logistics because I
Sure.
was a sophomore in college. And really what people wanted was for the internships, they wanted you to have had logistics classes.
Yeah.
Well, me being, all motivated, I'm like, I'm going to do this. And so I got the job with RGIS. And I mean, it looked good on a resume because, I worked for one of the largest inventory,
they're huge.
monitoring companies in the United
They're
States.
huge. Yeah.
So we had to count West Knox News. Okay. So this is no joke.
Y'all a little low on item 744.
Right. So I mean, you can imagine all kinds of things. Okay.
That's awesome.
So here's the thing. There was this guy named David.
Yeah.
I'm not making this
Of course it is.
I swear to you, his real name was David. Okay. So the David was he was a former school teacher, and he was very much into art, and he was like creating this comic book thing, and it was, I don't even remember. He would like get real passionate when he talked about it. Okay.
Yeah.
And he always, I worked at night because I was usually, during the day I was either in school or whatever was going on. And so he was on the night shift.
This already sounds horrible. I'm just telling.
So we're counting the way, and most places you have to go in after hours because
Well,
during the
you're
day
right.
they're now grocery stores you can count during the day, and they kind of say, okay, they
There's a
give
fudge
you,
factor.
They give you the fudge factor.
Sure.
They're like this as best you can. So yeah, I mean, if you've ever seen those people like crawling around on the floor counting the nasty cat litter
It's
and all the
unbelievable.
nastiness. I mean, I used to do that. So anyway. So David would talk to the inventory. So obviously
I think it's appropriate. His name's David.
So
I'm just
I'm
throwing
not,
that out.
and his name really was David.
No, I believe it.
He was probably about 5'10", no facial hair, but dark black hair.
There you go.
Dark black hair. Anyway,
The 5'10"
and I mean,
part
and he
excluded
and
me.
it wasn't just like he was just talking to it, like it was like,
What was
I mean,
he saying?
I have no idea. I mean, what the inventory people would joke of, now there goes Dave again. He's telling him, now just hold still. We're going to get through this together.
I know
gonna
you vibrate,
I'm going
but
to
hold
be
still.
very gentle. No, this is like when he's talking to the potato chips.
Oh.
He's talking to the potato chips grocery store. So at the West Knox News, he's talking. I don't know.
He's like, look at you. You're gasoline powered.
It was plugs. I won't tell you what kind. I'm talking about spark plugs, but he was talking to
Earplugs. He was
that's-
worried about
that's
his.
exactly
He was
right.
worried about.
That is exactly right.
What are you saying to the
It
plug?
was what are you? Yeah,
What was he?
The plugs, of different sizes.
I thought you was a ring pop.
Yes. Yeah. Hey yo, O ring, oh.
Lord, my gasket. Lord, my gasket.
Oh my god. So he's talking to the plugs. Oh, I'm so glad you brought it because that's what triggered this story for me. I think I had suppressed this.
Of course you
like
did.
deep in my brain. And so, yeah, that was a very awkward moment. I mean, I was not very comfortable. I won't lie to you. I was like, I mean,
see, this is the kind of moment I thrive in because this is wonderful. Like one day I will use this.
I mean, if it
material.
makes you feel any better, I mean, I had one of the highest counts in the whole place because I was like, we got to get this done. I've got to get out of here.
He's stuck in the plugs and he ain't coming out for a while. We missing one of the plugs. Where'd it go? Where'd one of the plugs go?
It needs to be.
Maybe it's like the military where they sing to like keep their step.
I don't know
when they're
man.
like marching or running.
Bless him. No,
I don't know, but I've been told.
This old ring
That ain't no.
is
That ain't no.
old.
That ain't no ring pop.
Sound off. Sound off. No, stop.
There's
Stop.
really no transition to what we're going to talk about next. Too.
No, but wasn't that a good segue?
That was wonderful.
I mean, how amazing was that? But literally, I had suppressed that in my mind. But when you said that, so I mean, see,
had his name been Earl?
well,
Actually, I don't even know if that guy's name was Earl. I can't remember.
no, but this guy's name really was David. Yes.
And folks, just so you know, he was 5'10", so it cannot have been.
It was not. No. Had we known each other back then, oh my goodness.
This would.
I mean, because I guess I was 20. Was I even 21 yet? I don't even think I was 21 yet.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my team leader's name was Will. He was a great guy. Great guy. You got to wear a gray shirt. If you had to wear the red shirt unless you were a team leader, you got to wear the gray shirt.
Right.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine dated a girl, and that's what she did. She worked at she called it Regis.
You can call it Regis. I just call it RJS.
Yeah.
But Regis. I think they call it Regis. I'm just cool. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, she did.
I mean,
She did grocery stores, and like she was like, and she'd be there like I don't know for hours and hours, and she had like she did like an aisle, and I'm like, how long does that take? And she goes, you think about that, like you're counting.
Oh no, and the fudge factor's not as big as you think.
Oh no, of course
that's
not.
the thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing that they do, not only do they have the fudge factor, but they actually market against kind of what it was the year before.
Yeah.
And so, like one time I was in a grocery store and I counted an aisle, and it was very accurate. Like, I mean, it took me a long time.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was all like the pet food stuff and all that crazy mess. And it was off like $15,000.
Oh,
and
wow.
the store manager was mad.
Of course.
And I stood my ground. I mean, and fortunately, Will was like, he said, he didn't blow through this. I think he counted it right. And the guy wouldn't accept it. And so they pulled me off of that, and they had two other people count the aisle.
Yeah.
And they were within $500 of what I got.
Oh.
And I was like, take that. I don't say what I really call
Take
it.
this plug and shove it.
I was like, dude, because I mean, literally, now you could go through it too quick and have a problem. But I mean, in that scenario, like I said, I mean, it took me a long time. Like I took my time because there was a lot of stuff because each individual SKU, like it matters. Like if it's the cat food with the fancy feast with the, smoked salmon versus the tata rings or whatever it is, you have to do each of those individual. You can't just mark them all the same.
I do have a question.
And it was,
I do have a question.
stunk.
I do have a question.
I'm ready for the Regis question.
Are you sure?
Well, I don't know.
Are you positive?
I mean, I think so.
I'm going back to full DJ mode here.
Okay.
Like I'm doing morning radio.
Okay.
I am interested in what
I did not handle any of the products in that store. I'll just say that. I was scanning and key coding. I'll just put it to you that way.
for particularly the guy that was doing the plugs.
He was having to pick them up.
What was the fudge factor there?
6 to 12 inches.
Hey-oh! Oh, my goodness.
And this is how the show got canceled. Oh. Brought to you by Gatorade.
Brought to you by Hershey's syrup.
Oh.
I love Hershey's syrup.
I'm sure you do.
I do love Hershey's. So
There's no coming back from that.
there's no transition here.
So
either.
I've had some interesting jobs
You
too.
have too, man.
You know, I worked for a living services group called Kelly Services.
Yeah.
And you go sit with people and try to help them and whatnot. This one guy wanted me to give him a sponge bath. That was way back in the day. Didn't happen. Bless his heart. I was like, I don't feel comfortable doing that. And
I would have said, if you give me one,
and that
I'll
was
give you one.
oh no. No. Not if you'd seen this guy's hands. You'd be like, nope. Anyway.
So yeah. I don't know how. I have no way to transition.
No, there's no transition.
So
You might as well just move to the next. Oh, I mean, videotaping.
Yeah.
I mean, you were developing pictures. You're at the Radio Shack. Y'all sell, TVs and
We do.
Cameras and all that sort of stuff. So speaking of TV,
Yeah. Well, this is more particularly about their website than it is anything else.
okay. So the technology,
The technology. So
the World Wide Web was developing. Do you remember that commercial on TV with the little girl? The information superhighway is coming. Do you remember that?
yes, I remember.
Okay. How about that?
Yeah.
So here we go. That was good, wasn't it? We saved it.
We did. I mean, I was just gonna roll with it, but
Okay.
You were nicer than I was about it because you didn't want to. You didn't want to combine.
I don't want to make you feel plugged up.
Hey-o! Fudge on aisle 4.
Right.
His name was David, but his nickname was Fudge. So one of the and again, I'm pointing out one of the TV stations around here.
Understand.
But as I've understood this, and I started looking around,
One of the TV stations.
one of the TV stations, but most of these TV stations have the same type of website. So
Oh.
it's obviously one group does these TV station websites.
Oh, okay.
So here's
Okay.
the problem that I had. So do you remember when? Do you remember when?
Remember when?
I need some.
Do you remember the time when we fell in love? Do you remember the time
Yeah, years
when
ago-
the butt plugs were fresh? No, sorry, what?
Years ago, like 1980s.
Okay,
Like the
That
news was
a
the
long
news
time
was a big deal.
Yes.
Right. So like the news, like there was no crap, right, with the news. Waka waka.
Yes.
So there's no like it's just they get on, tell the news, right?
It was straight from the heart.
And then things started
Bill
happening.
Williams.
So right.
You don't know Bill Williams, but Bill Williams legit.
I've heard them talk about Bill Williams.
That's because Bill Williams was legit.
So Walter Cronkite.
Okay,
you know?
okay, national news, yes.
Right?
Yes, I'll give you that.
Dan Rather. You know.
Dan Rather got himself in some hot water a couple times. Bless him.
What's the frequency, Kenneth?
What's the frequency?
So if I ever get a chance to interview Dan Rather, that's the first thing I'm asking him about. Like, dude, what the crap was up with that guy and what was he talking about? If you've ever heard him talk about it, it's hilarious. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, then, crack a book.
If you know, you know. If you know, you know.
So, but the news used to be like, here's the news,
I
here's the
understand.
facts
I
or
understand.
whatever.
Yes.
And so then the internet age came and newspapers, I think, were really the first to jump on this to say, hey, this is something we need to jump on because people ain't always going to get a paper thrown in the
That's
driveway,
correct.
right?
That's
So
correct.
newspapers started doing it.
That's
So the news stations started doing it too. So news stations started having their own website, and it was cool because then you had like a little bio on everybody. Here's Bill McNeil,
Yes.
News Radio.
Yes.
Great show, Dave Foley. Anyway, Phil Hartman,
Phil Hartman.
Phil Hartman, Joe Rogan, Andy Dick. God bless him.
Maura Tierney.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, great show. Jimmy James was
That was a good show.
Yeah, it was a great show. But anyway, so
I
like
miss Phil Hartman.
I do too.
Man.
Sad story there.
Yeah. Don't do that.
Thanks to Andy Dick, as a matter of fact.
Right.
So, but I mean, like, news. I mean, it was all about the personalities telling the news, right? Even the Today Show, which was a little mixed, like contemporary news, is what I would call it. Like there was some, but I mean, you had Katie Couric, and then Willard Scott, who's 1,000 years old. And
Brought to you by Smuckers.
Smuckers. I love me some Smuckers in aisle 5.
That's it.
And so anyway, and as websites started to evolve, they started finding ways to do things with websites. Like here's our people, here's some interactive ways. Like you can leave a message for one of our news anchors or whatever. Then it was you can submit a video, and if it's we'll play it on the news and do a story. You can do all this sort of stuff. And then they said, hey, there's a lot of traffic. Let's put some ads on this site.
Right.
So that started happening too. And somewhere, and I don't know when this is, in WBIR, I'm picking on them.
Oh boy, here it comes.
because so one night it's storming.
Straight from the heart.
Yeah, straight from the heart. After you peel the 19 layers of advertising.
Oh.
So one night it's storming outside, right?
Was it?
Yeah. So it was storming. It was like super loud too. Like it was like actually rattling our
Did you
windows.
and Warren G have to regulate?
No, we did not.
It was a cold, dark night. Anyway, okay, sorry.
So it like wakes Lindsay up, and Lindsay said, "Hey, like how long is it going to storm?" I'm like, "I don't know." So I grabbed the iPad.
Right. Let's
and
look it up.
Let's look it up. Let's go to the weather. And apparently it was a severe weather warning for Knox County. Oh, I should probably watch this broadcast. Right after I watched this 1 minute ad about a car that I'm never going to buy. And then other ads popped up and covered up the video that I was trying to watch. And there was not a great way because they didn't design their website properly, so it can't differentiate between a desktop browser and like a web browser, or like a mobile browser.
Yes.
So they didn't do it correctly. So ads are actually popping up in ways that I can't close the other ad
So
because
then
another ad is on top of that ad.
So then they just made you mad because you were like, I understand how this works.
Yeah.
And you didn't do this right.
And folks, here, so if have you ever been
So
to...
they double hoodooed you, and then you're really irritated. Plus, it was the middle of the night.
So if you ever been to a website, like you find a link somewhere and it says the 50 the greatest athletes of all time.
Yes.
And you say, oh, I'll click on that, right?
Yes.
And every page has a million ads that you got to go through to get to the
correct.
one picture.
Yes.
Then you click next.
Hit next. Yes.
And then it's the same thing.
Oh, yes.
They did all of that on one page, basically.
Oh.
They have ruined their website. And like if you're just trying to scroll to the bottom where like most people have their phone number and their address, good luck. Because it just pops up ads. And I'm like, are you guys that hard up for money that you have to like ruin your website? Not to mention the fact, if there's a severe way, here's the thing that drives me nuts. I'm watching this crap like 5, 6, 7 years ago. All right. Because it was like a tornado. Which is worse, a warning or a watch?
I think the warning.
Is it the warning?
I think.
Or is the watch like, hey, watch out, here it comes? Or is the warning? I don't know.
Warning was where I'll look it up. Keep talking. I'll look it up.
So I'm going to call it a warning, right?
It's not good. Okay.
It's a tornado warning for Knox County. And this was probably more than that. It was probably like 8 years ago, maybe 9. So anyway, Stephen was younger. So Stephen was up with me, right? And like, we're like looking outside. We're like walking out on the front porch. It's super dark. And like, you can tell like a storm or something's coming, right? So we're watching this and like WBIR suspended all of its other programming, right? Nothing else on NBC but the weather, right? So it was whoever it is.
Warning is more severe.
Warning is more severe.
Because it's in a more specific area and that means something is imminent. That's what it says.
So
yes.
So, whoever the guy is, and I can't remember his name, I'll call Troy McClure, whatever. Whoever it is. So Troy McClure, who also was Phil Hartman, actually did the voice of that too. I didn't even think about that when I said it. So Troy McClure.
It was subconscious in your brain. So
Troy McClure and a couple of the other folks, another man and another woman, are like just basically live for 3 hours, right? And there's no commercials or anything. Like they're just live, and like that's what they were doing. They're like, "Hey, this is important,
right?
So we're suspending all the commercials. We're suspending all this stuff because we want you to get your information.
Right. We don't want to break and have something where you can't.
And I appreciated that. Update. I mean, I appreciated that because like there was a really bad storm that night or whatever, and like I mean, it was serious enough that I'm like, okay. We had a basement at the time, so I'm like, okay, like, I'm going to stay up because if I had to get everybody down in the basement, right? And I super appreciated that. I feel like if you did that now on the internet, you would be dead by the time
you got to turn the TV on.
Like, and so like it's like they tell everybody just watch it online, just watch it online. How am I supposed to do that?
Because you can't get there.
You're telling me that this place is going to get hit by an earthquake, a tornado, a hailstorm, and Jupiter is going to slam into the earth, and I've got to watch an ad. Buy your next Toyota. No.
$7.
I mean,
$19.95.
It's so simple to just like take the front page of your website and just run a live feed. It's super simple, and just do that don't make people click through crap and like watch ads and all this.
But they do
stuff.
it because they get more money for the advertisement.
It's
right?
revenue, but I mean,
Right, but you're sacrificing your
yeah.
customers being able to see what they're trying to get to.
So when you're telling me you're straight from the heart, I think you're full of the crap because you're not.
Straight from the wallet.
Straight from the wallet. And it's not the folks that, I mean, the broadcasters
Right, that's
zero
right.
to
no,
do with
no,
it.
that's not what you're saying. No, we're not picking on
No,
that.
no.
It's
The
just-
company,
it's
the company behind, and so like as I've looked at other news stations in this area, their websites, they look identical. There's one I can't remember. I think it's WATE. You could probably scroll for an hour at the bottom of their page. It's just new ads popping up, and it's not like they're relevant ads like legitimate businesses, right?
Oh, wow.
Like it's just ads. Like they just went to an ad farm. There used to be a thing that you could do. Good Lord, I'm getting fired up now. There used to be a thing you could do when you were building websites, and it was like an ad exchange. And like it was like a penny every 10,000 hits or whatever, right? And so you would build a little banner thing at the top of your site, right? And every time somebody came through, it was a different ad. And they just get randomized ads. You don't know it could be anything. It could be the West Knox News popping up, right? You don't know what's popping up. But you didn't care, right? You just wanted those clicks. So like, and so every time that page gets refreshed, it's a new ad, right? And then your clicky count goes up or whatever. It was this really suspect line of code that you would put in your site and everything. And I built websites and did it because it was a way to get money, right? Because it was hard to get money off of websites at that point in time. And we all stopped doing it because it looks janky as crap and it looks like it's a malicious site. Well, these people are supposed to be a respectable news organization and they're doing it.
And they're doing it.
Like, are you kidding me? If a tornado is going to come suck me up and shoot me into space, I'd like a little heads up.
You and some cows.
Me and some cows. Me and old Bessie. Flying up to heaven together.
Flying by the car like in Twister.
Right.
Bill Paxton.
It's so ridiculous. They're making a part 2 to that, by the way.
Are they really?
Yeah, with Helen Hunt and Bill
was it?
Paxton.
Didn't Bill Paxton die?
They resurrected him for the movie.
Stop it. No,
I don't know.
Did it.
I don't know if he's going to be in it or not. I don't know if he's
Paxton
alive or
died. Bill
not. Helen Hunt is definitely going to be in it. But no, you might be right.
Are you a Helen Hunt fan?
There was about an 8-year period that I liked her.
Small window, it closed. I got you. I think Bill Paxton died, man. I'm serious.
As good as it gets was
Yeah,
it great?
Bill Paxton was an American actor and filmmaker. Why did you die, Bill? What happened to you?
Well, Doc, I got sent to...
Health problems and death. He had a damaged aortic heart valve. He had rheumatic fever.
Oh,
Look at that.
how about that? How old was he? And when did this take place?
So when he died he died in 2017. He was 61. So
Oh, not very old.
he said in an interview, so he basically, he had aortic valve problems, rheumatic fever, which causes all kinds. I mean, you get all kinds of crazy. I mean, it narrows down, it'll leak, and then so basically they were trying to fix it. He underwent open heart surgery to repair the damaged valve, and he had an aortic aneurysm, which is like it's kind of like a crack in a vessel, and it forms a pocket. That's what an aneurysm. And it's not openly rupturing, but it's like it forms its own little wall, but it's like a crack in the vessel. And if it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, eventually, if it bursts,
Like diverticuli.
you got a big problem because that's your aorta, your main valve. And
Aorta, go get that checked
a day
out.
later, he underwent an emergency second surgery to repair a damaged coronary artery. And then he had a fatal stroke 10 days from that.
Wow.
And died on February 25th.
That's not very old, though, 61.
They filed a wrongful death suit against his surgeon, Dr. Ali Koinizahad. The surgeon said that what he did was high risk and unconventional methods, and he was not present in the operating room when Paxton developed complications.
He should have referred him to another surgeon.
Wow.
Should have referred him to a different doctor.
Oh, wow. They said a partial settlement with general anesthesia specialist partnership for $1 million. That's weird. Was it with the anesthesia doctor, or was this the surgeon? That's weird, because the general anesthesia specialist, that's...
So
just the anesthesia. That's not the surgery. I mean, those are two separate.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So Bill Paxton won't be in the second Twister.
No, he's not. He
So
died.
Helen Hunt will be in the next Twister.
Yes. She did not have rheumatic fever.
But the whole point of this is just, I mean, these websites, I get that you're trying to draw in extra revenue or whatever, but I mean, do they not have enough cash? I mean, is it that tight that they don't have enough
It
money?
does make you wonder,
It just, when a news station says, hey, we care about you, we're going to stay on the air and everything, well, then do that. I mean,
Right.
and again, it wasn't in the middle of the night, but it was pretty late, and the storm woke us up, and like I grab it, and I'm like, oh well, I don't know. I mean, I'll get the weather forecast here in a minute when,
When I sort through these 50,000 ads, click, 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 click.
This is
click,
like the
click,
Weather
click.
Channel. You remember when the Weather Channel just told the weather?
Yep. Local on the 8s.
And now it's like we tell the weather, but we also
It's everything else.
have
but
a
you
bunch
get-
of shows.
But you get the local on the 8s, and that's really it.
That's
like
it.
That, like that's their way of.
Well,
of-
DirecTV dropped them for a while, and then maybe they picked them back up because of that. Because DirecTV says you don't tell weather anymore.
yeah. So you're not the Weather Channel.
You're no longer the Weather Channel. You're the
hyped up weather show.
Yeah, and they've accused some of their folks for exaggerating.
Yeah,
how
that
bad
one
it
guy
is.
that's what's his name?
He's
Yeah,
like leaning
acting
and-
like it's like there's really not. The
There's a dude walking.
and the cameraman's like walking past. Look, it's so intense. Dude walks right by.
And they said, well, he was on slippery grass and all this, and the other guys are walking by like, this ain't bad. Like we're going to go eat. We're going to go to the Taco Bell.
So ridiculous.
Hey, the McDonald's is open in Halls.
Hey, it was wrapped around the building today.
Was it really?
Wrapped all the way around.
Everybody's going to the new Mickey D's, man.
Apparently,
Yeah.
I told you that
It's McPopular.
that it
now.
was.
That's a new item.
They have McDouble lines. They have two lines. It goes all the way
Oh,
around.
they're doing the double like the
I think
Chick-fil-A.
so. Yeah, I think so. So it looked. Yeah, I mean, it was wrapped all the way around. Like so, the new drive-through where you get your food, like it's actually on the road. Sorry, I'm off my mic. Sorry, I got a little off. I'm a little off kilter.
It's all right. It does a cool sound effect like.
Hey, McDonald's. Sorry. So it actually faces the Maynardville Highway now.
Yeah.
The actual pickup window.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I mean, it's parallel with it. Before you actually were perpendicular looking at the road. Now you're actually coming all the way around.
I pass by it
is interesting.
3 times a week now.
There you go. Do you stop there?
Nope.
No Mickey D's.
I'm going to the left to Crippen,
Yeah.
to the football field for practice.
Yes.
I'm not practicing football. I'm coaching people who
That's
are
right.
practicing football.
Coaching football.
I am older than dirt, so I am
Coaching
not
football.
going to
You
play.
can go out there and play.
I
be
could,
good.
I could try. I played scout team quarterback the other night, and a kid hit me with his helmet in the ribs, and I'm still bruised up. Isn't that ridiculous?
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Right?
Oh, wounded by a prepubescent teenager.
I mean, oh my gosh.
Well, it's all right. It's good for you.
Yeah, I mean, like I almost got.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
Okay.
You coughing up blood.
I'm not. I haven't coughed up any blood. But real quick though, like before we're done, I want to say this because like this is funny. But so Doc comes over tonight and brings some food with him, and he's eating the food. And then before we come in here, he's like, "Hey, do you mind if I grab a drink?" And of course, that's why they're here.
Mi casa is su casa.
Absolutely, 100%. Everything.
Or tu casa because we're friends, right? Tu casas less full, right?
That's right.
Right?
That's
Is
right.
that right?
I-
Hey, look at you.
Sure.
Sure it is.
Sure,
right?
that's right. I mean, we're such good friends that he's going to take Nugget home with him tonight and keep him for a couple months.
Gonna wrestle him.
Good luck. Good luck. You better be on your game,
He'll
right?
say, "I'll get a foot to the face."
Oh, listen, this kid'll hurt you.
I could see it.
Nugget is
I could see it.
Nugget is all sweet and cute and everything, but you make Nugget mad and it's a bad day. It's a bad.
I could see that. I mean, Lindsay was telling some stories.
his legs are like tree trunks.
Oh yeah. He's healthy. He's healthy.
So you went and got the Sunkist
I did.
out of the fridge in the second fridge out in the garage.
Yeah.
And you bring it in, and the look on your face when you took a drink of it was like, "What is this?" And the funny thing was, I told you like a couple nights ago, Landon says, "Hey, Dad, Because Landon doesn't like bother me when I'm like watching football or something. Like he just like it's like the last thing in the world. He's like, Dad's watching football though, so I don't. And Lindsay's like, just go ask your dad. Leave me alone. And like he's like, but Dad's watching football. Like he's gonna, like I'm gonna kill the kid or something. I may have threatened a couple times. I don't know. But so he comes up to me. He's like, Dad. I'm like, yeah. He said, something's wrong with my Sunkist. And I'm like, that's a loaded statement, son. Like, what do you mean? He goes, it's not orange. I'm like, what color is it? And he goes, it doesn't have one. So I said, so I get up and like I go get a clear glass.
Right.
Because he's poured it.
Because you're like, son, it's just tinted. It just looks funny.
So I pour it in there and I'm like, well, how about that? That is clear. That is transparent. And he was like, it tastes funny. I'm like, yeah, we're dumping that. We're dumping that. So we dump it, go get another one, and it's fine. You get another can, actually probably out of a completely different pack. And I don't think yours was clear.
No, it had a funky orange color to it. And then my tongue, like, it was kind of, I mean, I thought you'd like, I was like, listen, if I wake up and there's
there's a fudge factor.
Man,
oh,
I know something bad has happened. I was like, if I have a single episode, please call 911. You're like, we'll get through the podcast, and then I'll call.
Right? Yeah, I'll.
So something's up with the Sunkist.
Yeah, so folks,
beware
of the Sunkist.
Buyer beware.
I'm assuming.
And I love Sunkist.
That's not going to be.
That's my favorite orange soda.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't drink Sunkist.
No? Well, you like Fanta? Fanta's good.
I don't like that either.
Do you like orange soda?
Not really.
Minute Maid? Does Minute Maid even exist anymore?
The Country Time lemonade in a can used to be one of my favorite things in the world.
How about that?
Yeah. I used to just love the can.
At you.
Yeah,
Look at you.
I know.
You pretended like you were drinking beer.
Yeah. I guess it's the lemonade. Woo, that's tart.
Lots of sugar.
That's some tart beer.
That's it. Right.
I remember being in the Smoky Mountains in Pigeon Forge.
Drinking a Country Time lemonade.
I was in, I was. So we stopped. We were at a hotel, and I asked
was it
Dad,
the Greystone Lodge in Gatlinburg?
No, it wasn't the Greystone Lodge. It was. We used to stay at the Americana a lot.
Oh yes,
the Americana because it was cheap as dirt.
Yes.
Dad did not want to pay for a nice.
Yes.
So these had the doors on the outside of the hotel.
Yes.
So and there was a vending machine downstairs, and I was coming up from the pool, and I asked Dad, can I have a Country Time lemonade, Dad? And he's like, well, sure. And it was like 25 cents or whatever it was. It was a nickel. I don't know. It was more than that. Maybe 50 cents.
It was probably 50 cents.
It's probably 50 cents.
It was probably 50 cents.
But I drank a Country Time lemonade as you support your Tennessee volunteers. Remember, Country Time lemonade. It's not real lemonade, but it's pretty close. Tennessee volunteers.
Oh my gosh.
They're running on the field. Brought to you by Country Time.
And it was delicious.
And it was delicious. It was 50 cents.
Thank you, Bob.
Our friend Bob Kessler. Maybe if we get Bob on the show, how great would that be?
I don't know if Bob would like that.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
We're two old radio guys, man. He would love to. Come on.
You think? He probably would.
He probably would.
We're still waiting for the next guest. I'm just saying.
Well, so we've got about 6 in the pipeline.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. One of them.
Things that the boss doesn't tell me.
That's right.
He's just saving it for when he knows I need it most. Hey, by the way, we've got 60,000 TikTok views and somebody's coming for an interview.
Yeah, we had that sponsorship, but I spent that $100,000. I hope that's okay. I didn't feel like you needed it. So
sorry, Bo.
Right?
It's fo show.
Yeah. So we do have some.
Welcome to the 30th episode of Randomness.
Yeah,
Full on ADHD
tonight.
Can't do it when we're fatigued.
These nighttime videos,
can't do it. We were on it, Dad, but we were on it last week. Last week was,
Yeah.
But this week, I mean, there's some good stuff, but it was a good ADHD therapy session.
It's true.
You'll notice I'm drinking the Gatorade because the Sunkist went down the sink.
Yeah, he may be throwing up later. Hey, folks, it is episode 30 of the David Doc Podcast. Thanks for listening. And if you are listening, you're probably doing so on a platform.
Thank you.
Here's some alternatives if you would like them.
Lots of them.
Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Pandora, TuneIn, Alexa, Pocket Cast, Overcast, Podcast Addict,
Our cast,
all the casts.
Savcast.
And you can also watch us on YouTube. We have a channel there and everything. It's super simple. Now in 4K. And you can do that by going to YouTube and searching for Dave Doc. You can find it there. Or you can
Dave
just go
and
to the
Doc
website.
Podcast.
You can just go to the website. That's easier. It's daveanddoc.com. That's Dave, A-N-D, Doc, D-O-C.com.
.com.
There you go. That's it, folks.
Thank you.
Episode 30.
Appreciate everybody. Bye-bye.
See you, folks.